Right, hello everyone. Today I'm doing something a lot of people have already done, which is ranking all the Apex characters from D tier to S tier, one by one, and my reasons for doing that. So, without further ado, let's get on to the bottom of D tier. Okay, so at the bottom of D tier we have Mirage, for, well, obvious reasons, but if you don't know those reasons, then let me explain. So, Mirage's passive ability is when he gets knocked, he can summon a clone. But one problem, in my opinion, with it is that it's easy to see through and you'll end up dying.
Go bam, fool him.
Alright, so now we're on to Mirage's tactical ability, which is his decoy, or as he calls it, his bamboozle. Now, in my opinion, this is a good concept, but it doesn't work as well, as when you fire out your decoy, it just stops, and it's kind of obvious to tell that it's a decoy. Alright, so next up we've got Mirage's ultimate ability, which allows him to go invisible for a short amount of time while summoning a circle of decoys. But it, well, like all of his abilities, it doesn't work because the decoys just stand there. And you know that the Mirage is invisible and he's running away, so you just use Bloodhound to counter it. Now, even though Mirage's ultimate is completely trash, I do have an idea for a buff. If you played in Dummy's Big Day, the Apex Legends event, you'll know that one of their ultimates was to summon decoys that copied your movements. And in my opinion, that would make Mirage's ultimate so much better and way more confusing for the opponent, and it would probably prevent you from dying like a Mirage. Okay, so now we've finally made it to C tier, which is starting off with the newest character, Revenant, who in my opinion was a little bit overhyped because his abilities aren't the best. So to start off, we've got Revenant's passive, which is to climb higher, and in my opinion the weirdest and most pointless passive in this game. I mean, he doesn't even climb that much higher, and in my opinion it's not really a needed ability and it doesn't help you that much in a game. Okay, so now we're on to Revenant's tactical ability, where he fires a dice out of his arm which deals 10 damage and stops your abilities. In my opinion, it's not that great, but it can stop OCTANE's and BANGALORE's from running away. But other than that, it's a bit of a bad ability. Okay, so now we're on to Revenant's ultimate ability. Probably the best out of all his abilities, but it's still not great. Even though it does give you a totem which protects you from death and keeps your shield, you do respawn on 1 HP, and if you haven't placed it in a good hiding spot, you're probably going to end up dying. Okay, so next up we have Crypto, one of the newer legends, and the first in this list that I actually like. So, Crypto's passive ability is Neuralink, which allows him to use his drone to show his teammates if there are opponents in the area. This ability is okay, but Crypto does have some better things up his sleeve. Okay, so now we're on to Crypto's tactical ability, which is basically just his drone. His tactical ability is the ability to use his drone, and in my opinion this is one of the better tacticals in the game, as it allows you to fly around and search for enemies. Now, Crypto's ultimate ability, in my opinion not the best of his gear, but it does allow you to slow down enemies and destroy their shields, giving Crypto the upper hand in a fight. Okay, so now at the top of C tier we have Bloodhound, a character who probably deserved a higher spot, but I'm giving him this spot because, in my opinion, his gear doesn't work. Okay, so Bloodhound's passive ability allows him to track opponents and follow their movements. This is a good ability as it allows you to track down weak opponents who maybe have been in a fight recently, or just go in for a kill.
All Father, give me sight.
So, Bloodhound's tactical ability allows him to conduct a scan to search for opponents in the area. However, one flaw of this, it tells the enemy that they have been detected by scan, giving them the opportunity to escape Bloodhound.
Calling upon nature's strength.
Okay, so Bloodhound's ultimate ability allows him to see enemies highlighted in red and gives him a speed boost. This ability can be extended when you knock an opponent, however, that's all it does, so it's not that great. Okay, so now we've made it to B tier, starting off with the Toxic Trapper, Caustic. So Caustic's passive is called Nox Vision, and it allows him to see through his own Nox gas. It also makes sure that he can't be damaged by his or opponent's Nox gas. This is really useful when fighting other Caustics or camping. So Caustic's tactical ability allows him to place gas traps that can set off when an opponent triggers them and deal damage to them, slow them down and stop them from being able to see.
Noxious gas deployed. My vision is clear.
Okay, so now on to Caustic's ultimate ability, which allows him to throw a grenade full of noxious gas that explodes and damages the enemy. This is great for the final circle as it slows the enemy down, making them an easier target. Okay, so now on to Octane, probably my favourite character in the whole game. Okay, so Octane's passive ability is Swift Med. It allows him to slowly heal while he's not taking damage. You might not be able to tell, but right now, he is actually healing. This ability is probably the greatest passive in the game, in my opinion.
Taking fire! Faster, faster, faster!
Okay, so Octane's tactical ability allows him to use a serum that makes him go super fast at the cost of some health. In my opinion, that health cost isn't really that bad, as his passive ability kind of negates it.
Firing!
Okay, so next up we have Octane's ultimate ability, which allows him to throw down a jump pad and jump into the air. And even though most of the time this jump pad is kind of annoying as it doesn't work, and a lot of people actually say that it's just a bad version of Pathfinder's grapple, in my opinion, when you pull it off, it's so amazing. Just like this. Oh, brilliant. The only reason I actually put Octane this high though is because he's such a fun character to play. A lot of other legends are more difficult to play. In my opinion, Octane deserves this spot because he's so fun to play. Okay, so at the top of B tier we have Gibraltar, and I've put him here because he's had a few buffs recently, which in my opinion boost his gear enough to put him above Caustic and Octane. Okay, so first we're going to look at Gibraltar's passive ability, his gun shield. Now this gun shield is extremely useful as it protects you during the first few shots of a fight, slightly giving you the upper hand and giving you a chance to win. Okay, so Gibraltar's tactical ability allows him to summon a shield around him and his teammates. Now this shield is impenetrable and protects you from bullets, missiles and grenades. But the only downside is you can't shoot from the inside and opponents can just walk in there and kill you. However, there are some upsides with Gibraltar's dome shield. He can revive faster while inside of it, and he and his teammates can also heal faster while inside the dome. Okay, so now Gibraltar's ultimate ability, Defensive Bombardment, is an okay ability because you can use it to scare off enemies or just to damage them a little bit while you're in a fight. And one way that this works with his kit is that he can use his tactical ability to defend himself from his own missiles. Okay, so now at the bottom of A tier we have Bangalore, and in my opinion Bangalore is actually one of the better characters in the game, so that's why I placed her at the bottom of A tier. So Bangalore's passive is basically when she gets seen by an opponent, she runs faster, and that's kind of it. Okay, so now Bangalore's tactical ability is really useful combined with a passive, because you fire out little grenades full of smoke to disorientate your enemy, and well, that speed combined with it allows you to sneak around them and kill them. Bangalore's ultimate ability is called Rolling Thunder. It allows her to throw rows of missiles which land into the floor, wait a few seconds, and then blow up. However, this ultimate is mostly used for getting rid of enemies instead of actually killing them. Now at the top of A tier we have Lifeline. Lifeline's passive ability allows her to revive teammates a lot faster than everyone else, and it provides her with a shield so that she can't be shot while reviving. Lifeline's tactical ability is that she deploys a little drone when she or her teammates are damaged so that it can heal her while they're taking cover or they've just finished a fight. Okay, so Lifeline's ultimate ability allowed her to call in a care package for herself and her team. This ability is extremely useful for the start of a game as it provides you with quite rare loot that could help you take out teams early on. Okay, so now we've made it to S tier. These legends, in my opinion, are the best of the best and are definitely ones you should choose if you want to get wins. Okay, so Pathfinder's passive ability allows him to scan survey beacons so that he can see where the next circle is. This ability is useful if you have defensive characters so you can find out a good place to set up camp. Okay, so Pathfinder's tactical ability allows him to grapple to a surface and swing from it. This ability is extremely good for mobility and can get you anywhere pretty fast. Pathfinder's ultimate ability allows him to shoot a huge grapple out of his arm that fires along and is permanent. You and your team can both use it, and it can get you from areas like the storm into the ring. It's extremely useful for mobility and is a pretty good ultimate. Okay, so next up in S tier we have WRAITH. WRAITH's passive ability, Voices from the Void, is where WRAITH or another WRAITH from another dimension or something, it's difficult to explain, tells WRAITH when someone's about to shoot her, someone's aiming at her, or there are opponents in the area. WRAITH's tactical ability is basically a get out of jail free card. If you're getting shot at or you're getting damaged by traps or fences, you can use this to avoid it and escape. It also allows you to go partially invisible so that you can disorientate your opponents and hopefully kill them. WRAITH's ultimate allows her to place a portal from one place to the next. This is useful for transporting knocked teammates from a fight to a safe area where they can be revived. However, while WRAITH is creating the portal, she can be shot. So if you use her tactical ability, it makes it safer when creating the portal. And when you are creating the portal, make sure to place it in a safe area so that no one will find you and kill you. Now finally we have made it to the legend at the top of the tier list, WATTSON. WATTSON's passive ability allows her to use ultimate accelerants that instantly charge her ultimate. This is useful because, well, as you'll see in a minute, her ultimate is incredible. WATTSON's tactical ability allows her to place electric fences that are extremely dangerous for the opponent. You can set up base and no one's going to get in. Okay, WATTSON's ultimate is an interception pylon. This pylon is extremely useful when camping as it prevents grenades, bombs and bombardments like Gibraltar's and Bangalore's from attacking you basically. Okay, so that's it for my Apex Legends tier list. I hope you agreed with me. If not, why? Please leave it down in the comments. And before I leave, I'm just going to leave you with some bloopers and problems I had while recording.